There are three mysteries of the churchyard that I've been trying to work on and try to find an answer. So today I want to give you those three. First of all, right where I'm standing, right in this area here by the wall, this is the final resting place of 2 to 4 soldiers from the Civil War. Records are unclear. I get different, either 2 or 4. And how they got here was during the Civil War, when soldiers were enlisted, they were brought to Camp Curtin, which was right around where the farm show building is today. Obviously it wasn't there, it was just a big open fields. And that's where they learned how to become soldiers. We call them boot camps today. But during the Civil War, the Camp Curtin was the largest military training camp in the world. And because of that, we have the ministers of the area would take turns to be chaplain, and they would come to Camp Curtin to conduct services or visit with the sick and even deal with the dying and their families. And Reverend Mitchell was the Paxton Church minister at that time, and he took that very seriously. One of the problems with having all the soldiers getting together, most lived on their own, some in small towns, was that they had never been in groups that large, and disease ran rampant. Hygiene wasn't all that great. They were just learning the proper ways to be clean and sanitary. And so there were things like dysentery, measles, mumps, chicken pox that just decimated these young men as they came here. And here, there were several soldiers who died at Camp Curtin, and they had no place to go. And so Reverend Mitchell said that he would take care of them and give them a place of rest. And so those soldiers are here. They're not marked, the graves aren't marked. There's some maps that give us an indication of the approximate area. And so Reverend Mitchell brought them here in the arms of Paxton, inside of the manse where he lived, to take care of them. So questions I have is, who were they? You know, were there 2, were there 4? Where are they located? Those are things that I continue to try to search. So at least these young men who gave their life for the country has the recognition of who they were. Now we'll move to another spot up this way. Here's another mystery. Look at all this open area. There are people here. We know that in 1903, when they were working on an extension, the trustees book tells us that they found all these little limestone headstone footstones about 6 to 12 inches high here, but there were no markings, no dates, no names. They asked the trustees what they should do with them, and the trustees said just lay the stones down, cover them with dirt, seed over it, which is what they did. So they're here. The stones still remain. But again, another mystery. We know that, for instance, Reverend Elder's parents are here. So, excuse me, I'm assuming they're right around where his tablet is there. We know there's a lot of other people that we know they were buried here, but we don't know where. So another mystery is, who's here and where are they? Now we can see some things at certain times of the year with the light. We can see depressions in the ground, and we've begun to map those. Possibly ground penetrating radar may work. So there's things we can do, and we will continue to find, and again, to identify those people whose names have been lost in history. Now we'll take one final stop. Here we have a stone marked 17-1. When I first started to work with this, I felt that this was a fake, and I discounted it. But when we were having work done on the cemetery, the man who was helping us, who was not very knowledgeable about old cemeteries, told me that this is an original old stone. He even pointed out, you can see tool marks along the edge to give it that rounded appearance. He said this would have been the first kind of permanent marker that people would put in. Now, a lot of times they'd use wood or something because it'd be easier than getting a river stone and then trimming it. But then the question is, okay, if that date would be original, from where? We do know, and here's where historians disagree. There's talk that an explorer, Stephen Brule, came by here in 1615 and just sort of went through in an expedition. And soon after that, a fur trading post started in Paxton. And that became profitable. And especially in the 1674-75, the Turtle clan of the Delawares moved in here, and they were led by a king, the Delaware king, who died in 1701. So you think, well, okay, 1701. But I can't imagine Native Americans would have a headstone, and also there was nothing here in 1701. This was just wooded, so it wouldn't make sense that he'd be there. There's also talk about the Delaware king was buried down near Philadelphia. Again, it's shrouded in history, nobody knows for sure. But I've sort of discounted that 1701 date, but then this was a crossroad of fur traders. And so we had a lot of fur traders come in, white settlers came in. 1705, John Harris was given a license so he could trade furs. So we're looking around that time that he actually got permission to start a business. So could this have been a fur trader that died somewhere in this area? But again, why? Why here? Why not somewhere else than here? We do know that in the 1720s there was worship happening here, and so that's something. But we come down to our final mystery about what is the stone? Who does it represent? Is it a road mark? We have another mystery. If anyone who sees these talks that has an idea, please respond and give us what you think. This is Norman Daniels from Paxton Presbyterian Church. We welcome you to our summer church services at 9 a.m. on Sunday mornings, both on Facebook, and you can go to our church website as well. We also have prayers in the Grove at 6 o'clock, weather permitting, and you're always welcome at Paxton. See you the next time.